Why ambitious men attract the wrong woman, and what to do about it. If you're building something, a business, a career, a body, a vision for your life, there's a specific type of woman who finds that attractive. And here's the thing nobody talks about. It's not always the right type of woman. Sometimes the woman who's most drawn to what you're building is drawn to the idea of you, not you. She's attracted to the energy, the potential, the motion. She mistakes proximity to ambition for shared values. And the ambitious man, because he's so focused on building, because he's optimistic by nature, because he wants to believe in people, misses it until the relationship is already costing him. I've seen this pattern. I've felt versions of this pattern. Today we're talking about why it happens, what it looks like, and what the man who's serious about his mission actually needs to do differently. What's good, everybody? I'm the Saint DC. I work 12 plus hour shifts as a foreman and build Sweet Dreams Enterprises every night. This channel is about building wealth, discipline, mindset, and faith. In video number 4, I broke down what I look for in a woman as a man building an empire. The 5 non-negotiables, the standards, what I'm actually seeking. Today we're going deeper into the dynamic underneath that. Not just what to look for, but why the wrong women keep showing up in the lives of ambitious men, and what's actually driving that pattern. This one is going to be more personal. Let's get into it. Here's the dynamic I want you to understand. Ambitious men have a specific energy. They're moving, they're building, they have a vision, and they're working toward it. That energy is genuinely attractive, but it attracts a wide spectrum of women, and not all of them are attracted to the same thing. Some women are drawn to who you are, your character, your faith, your values, the way you treat people, the discipline you carry. These are the women who will still be there when the business is struggling, when the numbers aren't moving, when you're exhausted and the vision feels distant. They choose you, not the version of you that's winning. Other women are drawn to what you represent, the potential, the status, the lifestyle they imagine being a part of. They're excited by the motion. They love the energy of a man with a plan. But their attraction is conditional in a way that they may not even consciously recognize. It's tied to the trajectory, not the person. And when the trajectory hits friction, as it always does, so does the relationship. The blind spot of an ambitious man is that he's often so focused on building that he doesn't slow down to do the discernment work. He experiences strong attraction, feels a connection, sees that she's drawn to him, and interprets that as alignment. But attraction and alignment are not the same thing. A woman can be genuinely attracted to you and still be completely wrong for the life that you're building. Why this pattern keeps happening. Reason number 1. Ambitious men move fast and assess slowly. When you're building, your decision making is calibrated for speed. You identify an opportunity, you evaluate it quickly, you move. That same instinct doesn't serve you well in relationships. Character takes time to reveal itself. Values don't show up in the first few months. They show up under pressure. The ambitious man who's used to moving so fast often commits before he has enough data. He mistakes early compatibility for deep alignment, and by the time the real character of the relationship reveals itself, he's already emotionally invested. Reason number 2. The energy of building makes you more attractive to women that want to consume it. There's a type of woman who's energized by being around a man who's going somewhere. Not because she's going somewhere herself, but because his motion gives her motion. She plugs into your vision like it's an outlet. For a while, this feels like support. It feels like she's riding with you. But a woman who has no mission of her own eventually starts to need more of yours. She starts to interpret your work as withdrawal. Your build block becomes a threat. Your standards become a source of resentment. Because she was never aligned with the mission, she was feeding off the energy of it. Reason number 3. Ambitious men are naturally optimistic and inclined to see the potential. The same quality that lets you build something from nothing, the ability to see what could be, not just what is, works against you in relationships. You see her potential. You see who she could become. You extend grace generously because you know growth is a process. And that's not wrong. But it becomes a problem when you're consistently choosing potential over pattern. Patterns are what people actually are. Potential is what you hope they'll become. An ambitious man with a generous spirit can spend years in a relationship with a woman's potential and never actually be with her. What the wrong fit actually looks like. I want to get specific about what this looks like in practice, because I think it's easy to talk about it abstractly and harder to recognize it when you're in it. She's excited about your vision when things are going well, when the business is growing, when you're winning, when the energy is high. She's all in. But when a video underperforms, when a product doesn't convert, when you go through a dry season of building with no visible results, the relationship cools. Not drastically, just noticeably. Her enthusiasm for what you're doing is tied to how well it's going. That is not a partner, that is a fair weather investor. She's supportive in public and quietly resentful in private. She posts about you. She tells people about what you're building. She's proud of the image. But behind closed doors, she's frustrated that you work every night. She takes your boundaries around your build block personally. She reads your discipline as rejection. The woman who is actually aligned with your mission doesn't need you to apologize for working. She understands it. She might even be doing her own work beside you. Her own life has no direction. She's not building anything. She doesn't have goals she's actively working toward. She's not stagnant in an obvious way. She's busy. She has a social life. She has a job. But there's no vision. No discipline around what she wants to become. And over time, the gap between your trajectory and hers creates a friction that neither of you fully understands. You feel unsupported. She feels left behind. And both of those things are true, because you were never going the same direction. She challenges you, but not in the right ways. Video number 4. I talked about wanting a woman who sharpens me, who pushes back when my ideas are half-baked. There's a difference between that and a woman who challenges your time, your boundaries, your priorities. One makes you better. The other makes you smaller. If every challenge in your relationship is about how much of yourself you're giving to the build versus the relationship, that's not iron sharpening iron. That's friction without growth. Here's the shift. 4 things to do differently. So what does a man who's serious about his mission actually do differently? 4 things. Number 1. Slow down the assessment. Stop letting the speed of attraction determine the speed of commitment. Give the relationship time to show you who she actually is. Not who she is when everything is good, but who she is when things are hard. How does she respond when you have a bad week? When you need to cancel plans because a deadline moved? When the business hits a wall and you're quieter than usual? Those moments are the data. Don't skip them. Number 2. Watch her relationship with her own life. Before you evaluate how she treats you, evaluate how she treats her own time, goals, and standards. Is she building something? Does she have a vision for who she's becoming? Does she operate with discipline in her own life, or does she live reactively? A woman who is intentional about her own life will understand your intentionality. A woman who drifts through her own time will resent yours. Number 3. Be honest about what you're actually doing. This one is on us. A lot of ambitious men present the vision without being honest about what the vision costs. The late nights, the sacrifices, the seasons where the business needs everything and the relationship gets what's left. If you are not upfront about that reality from early on, you're setting a woman up to feel blindsided later. Clarity is kindness. The right woman will hear it and lean in. The wrong one will show you who she is by how she responds. Number 4. Stop mistaking chemistry for compatibility. Chemistry is real, and it matters, but it is not sufficient. You can have incredible chemistry with someone who is fundamentally incompatible with the life you're building. Compatibility is about values, vision, and the day-to-day reality of building alongside someone. Chemistry fades without compatibility beneath it. Compatibility compounds over time. Know the difference and weight them accordingly. Discernment is a part of faith. I want to close with something I believe deeply. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 22 says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. I take that seriously, but I also take seriously the idea that finding isn't the same as settling for. The man who rushes into the wrong relationship because he's lonely, or because the attraction was strong, or because he didn't do the discernment work, that's not finding. That's landing somewhere and calling it a destination. God's timing on this is not slow, it's precise. And part of being a man of faith is trusting that precision while doing your part, building yourself into the man who deserves a woman you're praying for. You can't demand a woman of character and discipline while settling for whoever shows up because the wait is uncomfortable. The standard you hold for a partner has to be matched by the standard you hold for yourself. That's the work. Ambitious men attract the wrong woman for reasons that are often rooted in their greatest strengths: speed, optimism, generosity, the ability to see potential. Those qualities are not flaws, they're gifts. They just need to be applied with more discernment in the context of relationships than they are in business. Slow down the assessment. Watch her relationship with her own life. Be honest about what you're building and what it costs. And stop letting chemistry make decisions that require compatibility. If you haven't seen video number 4, what I look for in a woman is a man building an empire. I'll link it at the end of the video. It's a companion to this one. Today was a dynamic. That one is a standard. Drop a comment below. Have you experienced this pattern? I want to hear it. Like the video if this hit. Subscribe for new content every Thursday on business, productivity, mindset, and faith. And check out the Sweet Dreams Enterprises store, linked in the description, for tools and resources to build the life you're working toward. Until next Thursday, stay disciplined, stay faithful, and be discerning. Peace.